All right, guys, we made it to Ireland. Dave, great to see you again.
What's up, dude? You good?
Yes, sir. Where are we right now?
So we are in Curran Motorsports. So this is our old home before our new home obviously burnt down, and now we're building another temporary home, and your car is now back. So where I met you and where you came for the first ever Ireland trip, we're back in that yard again. So all full circle, but you got a much nicer car this time.
I thought it looked familiar. Johan Owens, first time overseas. What'd you think of your Irish breakfast?
It's pretty good. Yeah.
It was great. We'll get them there. We'll get them some pudding. Just don't ask what it is, and you're fine.
Oh no, I know what it is.
We haven't seen this car for 3 months, and we put so much blood, sweat, and tears into it. I can't wait to look at it again. We've been like operating the war-torn, red-headed stepchild while this thing just sits all beautiful. Yeah. I want to know your first impressions when you saw this thing, Dave.
It's a clean car. Like, it's very clean. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of really nice cars in Driftmasters, but this is definitely up there with one of the nicest. The guys have done a phenomenal job on it. Every little piece of detail. When it came in here, we were like, oh, that's nice. You could have done it easier, but that's nice. And you could have done it nicer, that's as beautiful. And it's just, gosh, a fit and finish. It looks like a 2024 E36.
This thing's sick too.
You know when Singer do all the Porsches?
Yeah.
This is what it would be like with an E36. That's what I think.
That's a very big compliment, so thank you.
So it's like all the little details are beautiful. And then, sitting beside what I would consider the other end of the scale, which is very much a D1 car, which is built completely differently than you would build your cars in the States. So these are done completely for function. If it doesn't have to look pretty, it just goes, but it's got good horsepower.
I mean, I think it looks pretty.
It's pretty on the outside, but it's one of those very functional cars, whereas this is like fresh out the box. This is done a season, so it's so different styles from different worlds. But we got 5 cars to get ready for this weekend, all in this temporary shed at the moment. So busy week.
2 important questions. 1, is Driftmasters gonna let me keep the red tin? Because FD made me take it off.
Driftmasters will let you keep the red tin.
Hell yeah. See that, FD? You guys are f***ing up. Also, second important question. I know that you have acquired a couple new vehicles. Is there any chance we might get to see some in this video?
Yeah,
possibly?
They're definitely not going to be in the prettiest environment, but you can get a sneak peek, yeah.
All right, cool. All right, I guess we'll come up with a game plan. We'll fill you guys in on what we're going to be doing to this thing today. We just popped the hood. I don't even remember seeing this with the pretty valve cover on it. That's pretty sweet.
I forgot what it looked like.
I know, me too. That's a nice looking bay. Oh, a lot of zip ties over there, huh? That was us figuring out the power steering stuff last minute. Yeah, well, what is that?
The bypass.
Oh, I was like, is that a tire pressure gauge?
Yeah.
Dang, this thing's so sick. Dave, I brought a set of golf clubs in case you want to go golfing.
It's very famous for golf, so let's see what you got.
Yep. Check this out. The little BMX in a golf bag trick. What do you think?
It's not good for golf, but it'd be pretty good for getting around at the events.
That's the idea.
I'm not sure you understand how golf works.
I'm also not sure there's gonna be room in the trailer, so maybe I'll put this in my car.
No, there'll be enough room for that.
Okay,
That's
cool.
fine.
So hoping I'd be able to get away without these, but we do need to have clear identifiers on the wheels. If you guys ever wonder why we need these, it's basically so the judges can tell if you lock up the wheels or if you handbrake in a certain corner, because it's hard to tell when the wheels are all one color. And if you remember when we tuned the car, we were a little disappointed in the torque that this engine made, and now I think that it might have something to do with the bigger throttle body, but unfortunately we don't have an easy availability to test that. So what we're doing for the first round is just going back to what we know and what we have on the other car, which is a stock intake manifold. So we're gonna put this back on. It should pick up a decent amount of mid-range, but unfortunately Johan has to redo some of his pretty welds. How are we looking? What's the new angle look like?
So it's way better than I thought.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be way farther off.
Yeah, I did cut this throttle body shorter to help with that because I was concerned about that. So that helped, but also it's just like once I cut here, it's an easier, routing.
Yep.
It's not that bad. It still has space for the fuel pressure regulator, fuel lines, everything. Bolted right up. I didn't have to change any of that, so that's good.
I feel like I don't say this enough, but one of the coolest products ever is this radium fuel pressure regulator that basically goes direct onto the rail. You avoid having all the extra fittings and needing to mount it somewhere like a firewall. It just keeps it so much cleaner going around the race car, street cars, and what else is left on the radar? Just kind of simplifying some of this setup, getting everything mounted?
Yeah, mount the new power steering reservoir and just doing some management on the wiring and the hoses so that we don't have that incident that happened and Orlando.
I don't think I ever explained it on video. I know you posted it to your story, but essentially it was just a wire that would have gone to the fuel pressure sensor that was getting pinched and caused it to essentially lose, what was it, the 5-volt reference?
Yeah, 5-volt reference just grounding out to the sensor ground, and then
It's that dumb setting the ECU just made it go into limp mode.
yeah, it was just freaking out,
Yeah.
throwing the sensor all over the place, and then the ECU, there's no way to turn that off.
Yep.
So
What are you working on, Owen?
We're putting a battery box in right now. We also made some changes to make it drive like the blue car.
Oh, that's perfect. Just caster, getting the wheelbase right, and then should just feel like the car I got used to driving.
Yeah.
So,
Back at home.
hey, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Why won't you ever smile in photos? Because people keep DMing me. They were very happy to see your teeth in my last. That's a smile right there.
No.
You just smiled. He says he doesn't show his teeth when he smiles. That just proved it wrong.
I'm ugly when
You're not ugly.
when I show my teeth.
No, you're not ugly. Comment below if you think Owen is beautiful. Yeah, we think you're beautiful, but not in a weird way.
I don't care.
But not like that. Just like inside. Yeah, that's also his smile. When he like frowns, that's like him trying to hide his smile.
Been doing it my whole
maybe
life.
it's a haircut. Maybe he needs a haircut, and then he'll smile more.
You gotta stop talking on us not having haircuts. Johan rocks up at the airport looking fresh as and he's like, really guys, no haircut?
I mean, bro, we're always on camera. My barber's like, bro, you can't be looking on camera like that, especially when you're going overseas.
Yeah.
So I see you guys pulling up. I was like, wow, I'm the only one with a haircut.
Yeah, this actually happened.
This is fine. I look good.
Hell yeah.
Go. That's the compliment.
Yeah, there you go. Look, smile. Got him.
Well, I went to test this new bike at the skate park, but I moved the wheel before I got a chance to film any clips. What's up, guys? I didn't think that you guys would know who I was. I'm not gonna lie, so it's pretty cool. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Do you guys like cars?
Yeah!
Are you guys going to Driftmasters?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I love it. All right, everybody do a trick right now. First one. Yeah. All right, right now. All right. Sick. Let's see it. All right.
Yo, I'm going for a coffee run. I forgot how crazy some of the B roads are here. Yo, I'm brushing mirrors with the bushes and with cars. Bad example, but obviously I'm not gonna pull out the camera while I'm driving, but some of the roads here are just real narrow to where you'll be coming around a corner, there'll be another car, they're half in your lane, and you gotta put your mirror in the woods. It keeps you really on your toes. So yeah, I'm not gonna film when the sketchy parts happen, but I love that part. Super fun. We're all a little bit jet lagged, so we woke up super early. I was up at like 4. Went to the earliest breakfast spot at 6:30, got a nice Irish breakfast. Then we're waiting for Drift Games to get to the shop. I thought we'd take a little detour. Johan, BMXer. Damn, my helmet looks good on you.
Really?
Yeah.
Don't fit the strap. I gotta adjust it. But
Yeah, I'll fix that for you. So we found this pump track like literally a mile away from the shop, so we're just hanging out here until Drift Games meets us over there. I should have filmed the roll and I missed it.
You have to pedal?
No, you don't have to. That's why they call it a pump track. You pump.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Damn, Jan actually looks good on a bike. See, I'll never go to a gym, but this is the way to trick myself into getting a workout.
Adam's gonna give the kids a show right now.
Ooh, that was too big.
That was good.
You imagine the people that need to mow the lawn on this thing.
Right?
All right, one of the new additions that the car is getting that is honestly a pretty big deal. I think this is the first time we've ever done this in the history of all the cars that we've built. What is going on, Johan?
Wipers? No.
Windows. Check this out. Get ready for it. Not only are the doors getting windows, we even got a little slidey thing. It's gonna be sick. This is the awesome polycarbonate stuff from Plastics for Performance over in the UK. But the reason why we're doing this, we're in Ireland. There's a really high chance that it's gonna rain when we're in Ireland. So instead of getting soaked and make my only race suit that I'm gonna be flying back and forth with really soggy, we're gonna put windows in. The f is that?
It's a bird.
It's an Irish leprechaun on the roof. All right, now if you guys haven't seen it already, now would be a really good time, or I should say when you're done watching this video, to go over to the Drift Games channel and check out Dave's newest build. Absolutely insane, something that I would die to drive, and maybe he'll let me, but what we can show them is some of the other vehicles that you guys have picked up. So kind of bring us up to date on what's happened since the fire.
Oh, so for a very short, long thing that happened, a very short synopsis is we had just finished off building almost all of our cars for the season. We had just built a 2JZ Lamborghini Gallardo with Liberty Walk. We had carbon fiber HGK Corvette. All that stuff was done, and we went to a show, unveiled all the cars, put them away. One night later, you guys never stop working, even for the videos. It's good. It's good. My guys stop because they're like, oh, break time, but you guys don't. But basically, it all went off. So another building beside our building, there was an explosion. So somebody was grinding, it hit fuel, the fuel hit gas, and it went up in flames. 6.5 hours later, our whole place got burnt to pieces. So we lost everything. We got half a t-shirt out of the whole place. So we'd built obviously a big garage that was all themed and all our cars. So that all left then. We had some amazing support from the community, from everybody from Drift HQ to Canon cameras to all of our sponsors. Everybody just, we were kind of feeling a bit deflated, and then everybody came through and said, you got to rebuild bigger and better. So I had two choices: start really slow and small and buy like a little project and get going, or just blow all the insurance money on cars in 3 weeks, and that's what we did. So some of them are here, some of them will be at the show, and the new Supra, which we just revealed last night, is not here because it's off getting some livery done. But yeah, it's been basically try and buy 9 cars in 3 weeks and just pretend it never happened, just mentally. So we're back. Once you know, it's like once you're messing on a car, everything else disappears. So that's kind of what we did.
Yep, and you guys have been on top of, you know, being a large part of running Driftmasters, trying to finish all these builds to reveal them.
Yeah, so LZ World Tour, we do all the media for Driftmasters. I obviously announced the event as well. And then obviously now, on top of that, we have a team in Driftmasters with 2 guys. And now we have an American and a Canadian with you and Josiah from FDF also on our rig. And we're trying to build cars for the show, so it's a lot.
I don't know if I've ever formally talked about it, but essentially Dave and his team are handling logistics of basically getting my car around Europe and doing the same thing for Josiah. So I don't want to say it's not like we're on the same team, because like we kind of are.
Yeah.
We're not a team per se in the sense of staff and like running the actual cars, but we're kind of going to be sharing a lot of resources between me, Josiah, Ryusei,
Connor Falvey. So we have a 16-year-old school kid, a XD1 Japanese driver, you and Josiah, all mixed into the pot.
I'm so excited.
Even though we're not a formal team, I think that's the whole point. We're all informal friends, so we're all just going to be on the adventure together for the rest of the year. So this is our home event. So we had like no cars at the last show, so we wanted to have some cars. So these are all a little bit torn apart because we're putting some electronics in them at the moment. And I'm sure they will look much nicer when they get to the show. But this is getting a central locking and an alarm and a stereo today. That's pretty much what it is.
That's a random thing to do before the event.
Yeah, so basically, just to be safe, you know, I've lost a lot of cars this year, so I'm now trying to make everything very safe. And we have good friends who'll come down and wire them all. So this is an ex-Garage Mac car from Japan. It actually has glare Wonder fenders, SR20. It does look very pretty, but not in here because this is everything's temporary right now. So we have.
It gives them an excuse to go over to the Drift Games channel and check it out. But this car, dude, the color, it's very similar to Signal Yellow, which is very similar to the color of the front of my S15. One of my all-time favorite colors, and the Garage Mac kit is killer.
Yeah, so this is just, we got the car, it was really, really clean and nice, but we just wanted to put our own few touches on it before the event. And luckily, because we have a Japanese D1 driver, he was bringing over some brand new headlights. So
no way.
He bought headlights for our other teammate who had blanks on his car, because you know a lot of the cars in Europe run headlight blanks and rear blanks. But I said, because Rusey runs rear lights and you don't, your car looks cheaper. So he said, when you get me some lights, he brought them over and I said, hey, you're gonna break these at this weekend, so can I take the fancy ones? You can have my ones for the weekend. And we worked it out. So these are still like brand new headlights. This is an RX-7, obviously. Oriyama kitted car from Japan.
This is TJ's car? TJ Hunt?
It looks like TJ Hunt's car, right? But it's this is a beautiful car. So what happened was I actually bought this car because I really wanted an FD. I never had an FD since, man, I had an automatic one back in the day and it wasn't a good example of one, but this is a really nice one. So I wanted one, just a little rotary power. She's super clean, like really nice.
His speakers again. I'm
Again,
trying not to do you dirty.
come on, the cars are all torn apart because the speakers, as always with Japanese imports, speakers don't work, things don't lock.
The radio wiring. That's the best thing is like when you finally get time with a fresh import car to rip out all the JD OEM wiring.
Like we like you'd see a car like this and go, everything's perfect, right?
Yeah.
And then you just go into where the radio is, and
There's
it's just
holes in the dash for the gauges, spaghetti wire everywhere.
So these guys are coming in here basically to make this not look like that, or the next person that takes the radio out doesn't have a heart attack when they see what's coming out of it. So we're getting them all sorted out for the weekend. This car, this is all much more flashy on our channel, but as you can see, we're doing temporary things at the moment. Has a full Liberty Walk body kit over here that's going to be put on the car in. We have 2.5 weeks to do the car after Driftmasters, which is a really short time scale.
Is that to get it to Finland?
Yeah, so in Finland, we're going to put the Liberty Walk kit on. It makes it look like a 935 KR old Le Mans car, Porsche, was essentially what they did. They just copied that car. So the only thing that stays from the RX-7 is the roof and the doors. Everything else got replaced. Even the boot lid, as you can see, changes the rear window.
That's kind of crazy.
So it's wild. We built a Lamborghini with Liberty Walk. We wanted to build something else wild. We want to do like an old school Le Mans throwback. And the owner of Liberty Walk is coming to Finland, so you're going to be there as well. And we wanted to build a car so he could unveil it, but we only have 3 weeks. So this is where we're at right now. And this is kind of the conditions we're in. So it's not like, usually we have a nice shop and tools. Now we're just grabbing what we can. And the last car in here is not my car, but we are bringing on the tour. It is a very famous car from Japan. So unfortunately, a couple of years ago, the owner of Bior, and if everybody probably knows Bior from Rev Limiters, right? That was their thing through the 90s and the 2000s. He built his perfect Corolla, so he spent $100,000 on the most perfect Corolla he could build for track, drift, and street. And he built this car. He never would sell it. Unfortunately, he passed away. So a friend of ours in the UK bought the car and brought it and said it's too much of a historic car to leave in some container somewhere. So bring it on the tour, let the people see it, and I'm gonna say you can guess on video what engine is in it.
SR?
It's not an SR.
Will I know what it is?
I don't know. You know things, Adam. Let's see if you know.
Not old Toyota things. I mean, it looks like a typical engine you'd have in this. Is it a Formula Atlantic motor?
No, but it is similarly fancy. So this is a fully built MR2
Interesting.
engine. So it's an MR2 engine that should be supercharged, but it's actually turbocharged. So it sounds awesome. It's really got anti-lag. We put a full link ECU in it. It's like just to keep it safe for doing donuts for the year. So it's a really pretty car. The mad thing is that
you just say doing donuts for the year?
Yeah, we're gonna do some donuts in it. So they said if we put a link on it and we have all the parameters set, we can do what we want with the car.
Got it.
But here's the amazing thing about it. These are weird, right?
Oh, is the whole car widened?
The whole car is widened. So you can see it here. He even crudely split 2 bumpers and made the car much, much wider. So had to put in these to make this make sense, which is really funny. It's really weird, right? So he just widened the whole car, widened the track width, and this thing used to do laps of Tsuba. Like, it was a very famous car in Japan. It still is a famous car, so we're just going to bring it as a kind of a showpiece on our merch stand for the year because it's super cool. And old school Japanese option DVD guys like me, this is just the dream. So these are some of the cars here, and then I'm going to show you Adam's truck as well.
That thing's honestly, I think that might be my favorite out of everything.
I'm telling you, this is an odd one.
No, the Caldina, for sure.
The Caldina, we'll show you that in the future.
Yeah, it's not here right now, but I pulled up on that thing on the gas station. I had no idea what it was, and it just looks so freaking cool. I love like the weird station wagon with like sport aero type stuff.
If you guys ever want to, let's say you have a collection of cars, and we've always had a collection of cars. What you really want is all your friends to come from around the world and all drool over the cheapest car you bought.
Imagine.
In the back of a farmyard, and then all your fancy builds are like, that's cool, but this thing, and you're like, oh, we spent so little money on that, and everyone loves it.
I mean, the greatest example of that is all the FD drivers coming over and freaking out over that little Legend car. When there's so much cool stuff at the compound, and everyone's just like loving this little thing.
It's novelty, I think, just works, and that's definitely what this car is all about.
So good. I think my favorite thing about this is, I know you guys just did it, but the front end is so cool on this thing.
Again, random story. Adam's car, he had a really show-winning MX-5. It was in the fire. He actually only put it into our place that night just because a number plate screw fell off. And that's the only reason it was there. He lost the car. I said, look, we need to get everybody back on projects, back loving cars again. We picked this truck up for very cheap. And a lot of people won't realize that this is a 1994 truck. So it looks like it's from the late 70s.
It does.
How lazy Nissan were. They just left the Datsun name on it and didn't change it up until the 90s. And South Africa, places like that would still have used this way up to like 2000.
This shop looks really good on camera. Is this going to be the temporary shop?
This is the new shop, but it's the temporary one. So this is what we're going to use for the next couple of months. We're going to put a ramp in. We're going to put in some toolboxes, store all the cars in here.
A ramp is a lift, right?
Ramp is a lift.
Just for you guys.
This whole year is going to be us going, you can't say prop shaft, you got to say prop shaft instead of drive shaft and axles or half shafts, and you're going to learn as you go. No more trunks and hoods for you this year, Adam. It's all boots and bonnets.
Shite is my favorite thing.
Shite.
That's a new one I've learned this trip. Do I need to bleep that out? Is that a bad word?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Well, it's only in Ireland, so I'm sure the algorithm will be fine with it.
Yeah, the algorithm is
that's
like,
how we say shit in Ireland is shite. We don't know what, you might get demonetized, but it's worth it.
I just learned this trip. Ireland is a quarter of the population of Florida.
Yes.
That's insane.
We have a lot of drivers. We got a lot more good drivers than Florida have. I'm going to give you that. America's good, but Florida, I think we've done all right.
That's a big claim to make. I'll call up we could do a Florida
versus Ireland battle would be good.
That'd actually be pretty fun.
That'd actually be pretty good.
We got some heaters and mims.
All it would be was a bunch of dudes talking about tractor equipment and doing a bit of drifting.
The Irish guys?
Yeah.
Oh no, I thought you were making a dig. I thought you were making a dig at Florida, but it's Ireland too.
It's like Ireland's all like agricultural machinery trucks, right?
Yeah. No, I mean to be fair,
you got land, everybody talks about it. They do a bit of drifting in between, and then they just talk about rigs and trucks and tractors.
You're not wrong.
So this thing is being finished for the weekend. We're unveiling it, and it's going to have an NA SR on throttle bodies eventually,
Sick.
which I think will be very cool for this. And we got custom wheels made and lots of different bits and pieces. But Adam will be annoyed because it's about 5 hours away from being finished, and we've shown it on video. But I think just to show the vibe of us trying to do things that we usually do in very weird circumstances.
Do you want me to black it out if this goes up?
Maybe. When are you putting this video out, Adam?
It should have gone up yesterday, so.
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah.
It'd be fine.
Okay.
But I think, yeah, this is cool. Well, he's putting so Tough Tyler, one of our sponsors, so he's decided because the bed was pretty grubby and quick, he's just going to make a
It'll be cool.
tiled floor for it, whatever. So he likes his quirky stuff. So we got some more stuff if you want to see it in the yard.
Sure.
Random. This is a video of, we like everything as presentable as possible. This is the exact opposite of that. So last time you were at the LZ World Tour, you saw this car.
Uh-huh.
And then Craig was driving home one night and a taxi pulled out in front of him and it got completely written off.
No way.
Chassis legs bent, everything gone. So he spent the whole winter rebuilding the car, twice as good as he had it before. So this was fancy on the outside, but now it's fancy on the inside too. Now, I know he has to clean this, so he's gonna be very annoyed, but it is pretty good in here.
Sick. It's a good motor in there.
So forged SR20, all the fancy stuff. As you can see, this was all rebuilt from the accident, so everything was done by our fabricator Ryan, so all the fancy bits.
That's cool. It's weird. It's like a mid-mount turbo. I feel like it's not a bottom mount, but it's also not a top mount.
Yep.
I like that.
So it's more built from an aesthetic point of view than maybe a performance point of view. This car is obviously on air and all fancy, so very much all of it's been just to look cool on TikTok, right?
Yep.
I can say that.
TikTok. Do you guys have a TikTok?
We have a TikTok. Drift Games on TikTok, but you can check
I
out
need
Craig
to.
Coleman.
I'm like a boomer when it comes to TikTok.
I'm the same, but Craig's got like 140,000 people following him.
I wanna give a massive shout out to Dave. He's lent me my first European cash of this trip. After this, I'm going to meet up with someone on Marketplace, which by the way is not adverts.ie or Done Deal, which I learned are the sites in Ireland to use.
They're the ones.
Marketplace is dry out here, but it was the best deal I could find on a guitar. If it's okay with you, I want to leave a guitar in my car in the trailer.
That's absolutely fine.
Okay.
Yeah, if you could bring
it's tight.
If you could bring 10 less T37s and a guitar, we'll do that deal all day.
All right, the last one. Have you guys shown this one?
Yeah.
This thing is so clean. I feel like video won't do it justice. And it's funny, it almost looks like an S14 on video.
So I bought an R33 because I've never had an R33, and I've had tons of 32s, I've had 34s. This is always the one I never really agreed with, and then Pandem brought out a body kit for it recently, and it actually makes it look like an S14, which is a weird way of buying it. But I was like, I really need a car that's super clean, super reliable, but needs paint. So someone had this, 5 years in storage, never painted it, never got around to it. You know what it's like now. You want something with a clean interior more than an exterior.
You're not wrong.
No.
It's so hard to find. And this thing is like, I kid you not, 0 scuffs on this. It doesn't even smell like cigarettes, which is part of the allure, I feel like, with a lot of JDM cars, but it smells fresh.
Yeah. So this is, I would imagine some old man had this. It's an automatic, so I know he hasn't definitely been drifting it. You don't get the drift button like that scares you every time you get an import and you go, oh no, what's happened to this car? So this one is like just stock, and what I liked about it even more than the very early, because this is like a Series 1 R33, like right back in 94 and 93. they didn't paint the engine bays the same color as the exterior of the car, which is a weird choice by Nissan. But it's a beautiful choice if you want to put a body kit on and spray it, because you know it's not going to have a really contrast color underneath, and you don't strip the whole engine. So I don't have to strip the engine, paint the car whatever color I want, and black goes with everything. So it's like an easy way of doing a good like color change on the car.
I wonder if it was all of them or if it was just depending on the color of the car. Because like as an example, 34s in midnight purple came with a black engine bay. So like maybe certain colors, if it has like pearl or something, they just opted to just do black.
Now I'm not calling out Nissan here in the 90s and 2000s, but they basically went from black to really matte, terrible version of the outside color of the car. So engine bays were never Nissan's strong point, but I'm rather they went gloss black than like a matte on this. And we've had S15s where you want to change the outside color and you're like, oh no, this is blue in here. So I don't want to strip it all out. I want to be quite a quick project. So like it even has the standard airbox, so you know, and all the service mileage and everything from Japan.
It is cool. I don't know if I've ever seen though on the backside of the fender them actually spraying this black. That's pretty cool.
Strange. And I questioned it when I bought it, and they were like, no, that's how they come. Underneath is all black, everything. So that's a perfect little project. So some of the cars are done, some of them are projects, and all of them are mess. They're all staggered everywhere. So this is kind of like our old yard. Wayne is our buddy. He said, come back, get yourselves together, organize your stuff, and then we'll try and build something down the line. So it's kind of funny. You came first to this yard, and we were in this shed.
I know.
And then we left there, went off and did a load of fancy stuff, everything burned down, and then we're back building another one over here. So it's, look, as long as you got the boys and you got the cars, you're good.
Well, I appreciate you kind of showing us what's going on. Of course, guys, head over to the Drift Games channel. Absolutely check out Dave's new build. That thing is amazing. Am I gonna see it at this trip?
Yeah, it's over at my so we can't fit everything here because this only got a roof yesterday. So it's being stored by someone else. It will be at the event, and I definitely wanted to check it out, especially as someone who has A90s and built some. I'm gonna...
Oh, you just revealed it.
No, it's already revealed.
Well, no, I know, but I was trying to.
Oh, you were trying to leave? Ah, okay.
It's a very special one. You'll want to check it out.
Yeah, so it's something very, like, I didn't build it, but somebody very talented did, and I think you're going to find like a lot of little trinkets on it that you're going to think are very, very cool. So that's kind of where we're at, and you're in our old. Luckily, Wayne is away, who owns this place, because the place is like a bomb site right now. But he'll be back on Thursday. We'll have it all cleaned. It'll be fine.
We'll take a peek in and see how things are going. Owen, how you doing?
Pretty good.
Yeah. What are you working on?
Making a hoop.
Hoop for what?
The what do they call it?
Shaft.
No,
Oh,
it's a
prop shaft?
yeah, prop shaft. Hoop.
Yeah. Hey, Ginge.
Hello.
Welcome to Ireland.
It's great here. I feel like I'm still in Florida, but it's just Ireland.
How are things going?
Good. We're almost done.
We got windows?
We got windows.
Oh boy, I'm excited to see these.
The one side is still.
Oh, the door's not. We'll need to work on that.
Yeah, the door is on the floor, but windows have been attached. They're just doing some minor trims. Now the smoke has to be really sealed off the car.
Oh yeah, true. I didn't think about that.
Smoked in, you're gonna get high in there. We'll work on that. Yeah, we're looking good. We're about to change the oil filter and oil, and then maybe fire up. We got our fuel here, I think. They said we got Sunoco yesterday, so we'll get in there and then fire it up for the first time over here. Hear it.
Exciting stuff.
Like 3 months.
I feel like I still got to cover a lot with you guys with this new car. It still feels new to us looking underneath it. It is amazing how clean this car is. Unfortunately, it's not gonna last that long. They didn't believe me, but I can't reach. I would lick the bottom of it. That's okay.
Bring the car down.
Yeah, I'll do it. They don't believe me. Yeah, bring it down. I'll show you how clean the bottom side of it is. I'm only gonna get to do this once. Don't wipe it down. It's that clean. It's only been driven once at the compound. Yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, what a little here, that's fine. A little bit of salt won't hurt me. See? Delicious. Tomorrow our game plan is to take this thing over and do some small tuning adjustments. Jason from Link ECU is going to be here supporting the car. Since we're switching the intake manifold, I predict to make a bit more power in the mid-range, which means it'll probably just take a little bit more fuel. So we're going to do that, get set up at the track, go into practice. I'll transition into another video for that, but it's super exciting to be over here. A little bit out of, I don't want to say comfort zone, but just with the time change, I've been kind of all over the place with energy. But yeah, I'm gonna go on an adventure later today, which maybe I'll include in this end of this video. But if I don't, appreciate you guys, and I'll see you soon. What's up, guys? Do you guys like cars? Yeah! Are you guys gonna Driftmasters? Yeah. Hell yeah. Everybody do a trick right now. First one. Yeah. All right, right now. All right. Sick. Let's see it. All right.